Okay, I will do my best. This is the large. I'm struggling right now to try to figure out a way to describe the color. Maybe you can do a better job. Something somewhere around mustard brown. It's a terrible color. But I still kind of like the raccoon eyes effect that it has. We've got the 6 switches and the 2 tuning dials. This is indeed a bit more integrated than the 105. The 105 tends to be, just a one-channel transmit. This has crystals for transmit and receive on 5 channels with an external crystal extra 6th transmit channel plug in the front. If you gotta have that extra channel. Like the 105, it is tunable for 10 meters if you want to go 10 meters AM on the thing. Although it receives single sideband and CW and all that, it does not transmit in single sideband for CW. 11 tubes. I'd say 23 channels. Like I say, 5 plus 1, so 6 channels technically. I don't have the extra plug-in crystal for you. For transmit. The left glowy thing you're probably looking at is the VFO or coarse tuning. The right glowy thing is the fine tuning or the band spread. In the middle, in between them is the is my meter, which is all the way down at the bottom. That's why I like my external wiggle meters. My external wiggle meter says indeed I am transmitting. But the one on the radio is all the way down at 0 right now. I've got the limiter, which I have on right now because I've got some noise in the neighborhood. VFO, automatic volume control, and then on the right you got a VFO or crystal. Like I say, you can operate this as with crystal, transmit, and receive crystal control, or transmit via crystals and of course receive with all that VFO you got. That's like 540 on your AM dial all the way up to 30 megahertz. Continuous tuning. So the CB band is only a very small part of that. What else? We got spot. That's very helpful, trust me. If you've got one of these, you'll find it invaluable. And then if you, like right now I'm using an amplified D104 to transmit. But you have the option of just hooking up like a regular microphone type microphone. And on the far right there is a transmit switch. You can use that in instead of your key up, key down kind of microphone.
Okay, the audio is just excellent. I hope you get a chance to listen to the archives at Old Tube Radio.net. Maybe for our listeners out there, just to see what it does, you could get into the microphone a little bit more, but it's just really nice. It's got the Hammerlin sound. It really does. It's got the nice full fidelity. Of course, the D104 is probably a good mic for that because it needs a little bit of high-end brightness, and that seems to do it. For those out there looking for the 105, here's the big brother, I guess the 205. I think this is probably going to be even harder to find than the 105 series. And we are, as usual, here in the Old Tube Radio Network vicinity, we are very fortunate to have a couple of these around that can check in. Maybe some of the very few that can check in at all anywhere. And glad that you brought that one by tonight. I keep forgetting about the 205s that they have the general coverage receiver in there as well. So if I get boring and start talking too much, you can head over to your favorite AM broadcast station.
Frank OTR. And actually I do. After the show, I like to go and listen to the other OTR, the old time radio, on 1160 on your AM dial. KSL, one of the old broadcasters. They run the old 30s and 40s radio shows. It's an awful lot of fun. Anyway, yeah. This is one of the big ones, and it helps keep the room warm. It says here it's actually set up that you can take any kind of microphone. I'm not sure how they accomplish that, but it says crystal, dynamic, or ceramic can be used.
take notes. Sometimes I take notes and I don't take them well. If one was to, let me look, I've got a backside picture here. I was trying to find where the speaker is on that. Is it built in somewhere, or is it externally done?
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, no internal speaker. You must have an external speaker. I'm actually running a 1/4-inch line out of the headphone jack in the front to a large 12-inch speaker right now. I could be running the Hammerlin speaker tonight, but I'm not. I just wanted the bigger, fidelity. I don't technically have the matching speaker for this. It's supposedly an F205 speaker. I say supposedly because I have never actually seen one, not even a picture. You find one of those, that's like awesome, because I've never seen one. But the other, the one I have for the S100, the one I have for the 105TR works perfectly with it. It's just I decided to run a bigger speaker. There is a 3.2 ohm pair of terminals in the back that you can hook a speaker up to.
Okay, and there they are. I'm looking at those right now. Okay, and that's sort of typical for the receivers of that ilk and that era, and probably has a pretty wide front end, meaning the good side is if somebody's coming in full fidelity, you've got the big speaker, everybody sounds marvelous. I guess the downside would be if you've got some neighboring co-channel, I always think number 2 used to call it co-channel intermodulation, then perhaps you will hear a lot of that too, unless you can go crystal control more, or go crystal control to get more selectivity. All right, good deal. It's radio number 3. Take a little time with it, because we don't often get to have the H2205s on the radio shelf, and it is a rare bird, definitely. We're really glad that we have a few of them here on the Old Tube RadioNet side. Of course, from the collection of Cliff, who has a great collection, and you can see many of his collection if you go to the Facebook site, Old Tube Radio Network, and look at some of the photos there. More fun to hear them as you can see them, like we're doing tonight. All right, sir, back over to you. Another transmission. We've got a breaking station standing by, which we will pick up, but thanks for the Hammerlin. Really, really great audio. Maybe on this next transmission you can give us an idea of what would happen if you got into the microphonium a little bit, and we'll see how much those tubes can take. But where you're at right now is absolutely perfect. Thanks for bringing it by.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of why I asked, do I need to get into the microphone like this, or can I just sit back here, about a 1.5 or 2 feet away, and talk normally? Oh yeah, as far as width, actually it's reasonably narrow. It's pretty darn selective on the receive, and if that's not enough, it does have a Q multiplier with frequency adjustment. So you can adjust the amount of Q and then narrow up the frequencies. It's mostly for sideband though, sideband and CW. It doesn't really do too much for an AM kind of transmission, but it's there nonetheless. Okay, with that, thanks for letting me check it in. I think this is the first time this year I checked this radio in. I thought it's about time. With that, see ya.
All right, yeah, really sounding good. And gosh, Q multiplier, I used to have one of these kick ones on a helicopter's receiver. And like you said, they're great for dinking with the sideband mode. That's got an OB2 regulator? Wow, all right. That's the real deal. Thank you, Cliff. Always sounding good on the Hammerlins. We have the Hammerlin fans out there tonight for sure. Yeah. There you go. Someone on the digital site said, speak for Hammerlin, and you get a Hammerlin. That's what we like the Old Tube Radio Network. Someone like request night. Speaking of request night, I will take the request to go to the shortwave listener list and say hello to SWL70 over. Who is on our digital side, or on our crossband side, I should say. So we'll get Mark checked in, sounding good tonight from Prather. And the Jingle Singers are excited about the great radios we are having so far and hoping for some more.
Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you, wherever you are. Your favorite spot on the dial by phone is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
Breaker.
Breaker? Breaker, please proceed, over.
Thank you, Dennis. SWL-37 here. We're going to check in the general radio telephone. The Super MC11A, 24-channel tuner, goes in a dialer with a handheld stock type microphone.
All right. I see you've been encouraged to bring out, we're getting the Hamlins here, and the Robins and the Brownings to bring out your best and finest to get on the list for number 4 tonight, plate modulation with the general radio telephone, Super MC11A, which I do believe has the, as it came in the box, stock microphone.
Oh, this ain't the original one, but it's a stock type of microphone anyway. I don't know. I'm really not sure if it is an original for it. I really don't know. There's no markings on it.
Okay, I think if it was the true original somewhere, there'd probably be a general or a G or something on a little logo-esque piece in the center of the microphone, which possibly could have fallen off. You could cheat. You could write a G. You could take a Post-it note and put a big G and slap it on there.
Well, that's true. Well, here in the center of it, like on the inside, if you look at the front of the microphone, behind the microphone, the plastic, there's like a gold looking right there. So, it could very well be the right one. I don't know. And there is like a little oblong spot right in the center, solid piece that you could probably put a little stencil in there of the little man in a wheelchair holding the IV bag next to him, or whichever you want to call it. But it probably could be. But I'm not going to swear upon it.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. It is definitely not the wrong microphone because the audio is, what do they say, awesome. Whoever they are, but it is. And I'll say it too. You are radio number 4, the General Radio Telephone Company, originally out of Burbank, somewhere. We're in Burbank, 92. There are 2 transistors they snuck in there somewhere. 24 channels because it does have somehow, somewhere, a way to get that Civil Air Patrol frequency and the special plug in the back, I guess, to make it the proper output for that. But we're glad it's here on Channel 11 tonight. Give us another transmission. Thanks for bringing it by.
Hey, Dennis, you're more than welcome. Like we said, we'll be out there when we get to check these puppies in. So, hi, Des, thank you, and I'll be back with another.
All right, the Old Tube Radio Network is listening. Power line static is it's definitely back tonight. And the Jingle Singers are saying it's 9 o'clock. Do you know where your tube radio is?
Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you, wherever you are. The friendliest station for you by far is known to all as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
There you go, DR.
This would be your Old Tube Radio Network, over.
Well, thank you, Dennis. This is me again, SWL-37. This time we're going to check in on the crisp 23 phenomenal for a lollipop.
Okay, sounds like it's still trying to warm up there a little bit. We'll take another transmission. I want to make sure the microphone isn't doing something in the, or the battery is doing something in the microphone if it's amplified. But anyway, give us another transmission. Let that thing glide a little bit.
It's working, I think. The little red light is blinking as I'm speaking, so I'm going to check some. Well, no, never mind. I don't want to leave that keyed in. I don't know if you heard that. It was a loud squeal, so, that's how that went.
Okay, you know what I think I might be hearing, it might be, if it's amplified or you got a mic gain control, you may have too much mic gain, because I was hearing a lot of background stuff coming in, so maybe you just need to back down the gain a bit.
How's that right there?
Still good. Not that it was bad before, it just was getting a little distortion. I didn't normally hear on it from what I remember, but maybe it's my ears. I'm gonna hit myself in the head. Okay, it sounds better now.
Okay, there's something. I maybe had a little bit of trouble here with the switch here, for signal strength and RF comes. Let's go one band. It's not working. I'm not sure enough when I put the one band. It's working when I do it this way both ways, but receive just won't come in like it should.
Well, that's because you're listening to me.
Oh, is that it?
I think so, over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it seems like my receipt, something, I don't know. Something's wrong. I don't know what it is. The receiver's kind of really low on it for some reason tonight.
Okay, well, it may, maybe it needs the old tube rocking thing, where you turn the thing off and gently rock all the tubes in the socket to make sure they're seated.
Possibility. I may need to open the top of it, wiggle things around.
All right, but in the meantime, I guess you could just wiggle in your chair because it's checking in just fine. Radio 5 is where we put it on the list because that's where it was. Also known as the Chris 23 Plus from Chris. Give us another transmission. It's working.
I got it working too on this end now. It was my bandwidth thing. That's where it was at.
Okay, yeah, so I figured it was probably just a connection or two that needed to be exercised.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, I'm going to have something checked out on stuff. I'm not quite sure what it is, but there's something here on the receiver, like on the meter here, when I put the one way, you have the signal strength, and blah, 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 and the other way, the modulation part, whatever. Anyway, it's just not working properly for me, so I'll figure that out.
Okay, well, figured out enough to get it on the air everywhere. And there it is, the Chris 23 Plus. The modulation light about to blink as it takes one more transmission, but sounding good here at the Old Tube Radio Network, glowing in the dark as we suspected. One of the later 23-channel radios in the series of tube radios, plate modulated, made in Japan, 17 pounds, not bad at all. Lots of tubes. No way to give us another transmission. Thanks for bringing it by, Chris.
Okay, well, you're definitely making a light up when you're talking there, too, so on the receipt. All right, then, we'll be back with another.
Okay, and that's why we were here, to get all those and other radios, the Old Tube Radio Network, glowing in the dark, and, of course, the shortwave listeners. We are, let me do this now, if you're playing the home game, you can make it official. We're going to add SWL 14, and that is Kathy. I believe she used to go by the handle Little Bear. I'm not sure if that would be her handle now, but back when SWL4, the mother hen would check in, her dog, Kath, would be by her side in the radio room and check in as well. Used to be SWL 27 if you've got any tapings of our 1999, 2000 era check-ins, and she is back. So that's pretty good. We've got Jason, her son, at SWL 4, which is what Mother Hen used to have, and then at 1-4, Mother Hen's daughter, Kathy, on the list tonight. So glad to have them back, and hope they can listen in and check in. As usual, Mother Hen was always our ears out there too, up on the hill when Jim and Rob and who else is out there? Les and Fred and Bozo were trying to check people in. She'd be able to hear stations that we couldn't hear, and would give us the 5. So welcome to SWL 14, Kathy. We get you checked in right now. We are listening for any and all check-ins, especially those glow-in-the-dark radios. 37. I will take you as Radio 6, we hope.
Anyway, SWL 37 Crochet again. This time you're the one checking the G-Power, the Jim Marine product. They 22 channel TV that glows and bright. With the amplified D104 microphone, this one also.
Alright, that's the big blue. That's the big blue thing somewhere.
That's right, it's the big blue one.
Alright, and let's see, you have to look, where are you have to look? You have to look over a little bit over to the left to find your modulation light on this one, I do believe.
Yes, sir, there's TX and RX. TX is a little bright right now. And then when MT, the dirty one, it lights up when you speak. Or it actually just when MT. So, but yeah, it works. I guess you call it a off the boot or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, probably, what would be the blue? Aquamarine blue, but the Gem Marine. There's our shot with the PACB. Oh, you could do the PACB thing. Did you do that in Halloween? Put the speaker and scare everybody?
No, I was at the church helping the church out and making sure people were happy there and making sure nobody tried to bother people's cars.
Okay, that's a good thing. Yeah, a lot of churches had a lot of things going on on the way to the bowling alley. There's the one out there on Ashland, and they had a big celebration going on over there.
Oh, okay. Well, there's actually a lot of churches do have them every year now. It used to be a few that just got more and more popular. So, here at the house, around the neighborhood, I think it was only about like 10 houses from that whole that was even doing anything. We had our door unlocked when we got back, but nobody ever came by, so we closed up. Stayed inside.
Quickie. Okay. Yeah, indeed. Jim Marine products, the G PowerMate 23-channel radio, sounding good in everyone's neighborhood. Thank you, Chris, Radio 6, and there is a quickie.
Hey, just a reminder, next week, this coming Friday is the slot meet at the Sierra Lanes Bowling Alley at 7 p.m.
Oh, that's right. That's the annual November swap meet. The last couple of years, they have actually had some fairly decent CB items. I think Harvey actually got a couple of old tube radios that he got on the air from one of the swap meets they have. So that's the Fresno Amateur Radio Club. And where are they holding their items, their meetings at now?
It's at the Sierra Lanes Bowling Alley.
Okay. The last one I went to was at the Cedar Lanes Bowling Alley, which doesn't exist anymore. So Sierra Lanes up there at Blackstone and Sierra. I don't think I've ever been to one up there yet, so I'm planning on going and taking my dollar.
Hey, take two.
Well, I'll take my dollar and I'll take Bozo Control's dollar, and then I will have to. All right, thanks for the update. And if I can remember, I'll try and mention it before we sign out here tonight. And I suppose, I don't know what the rules are. I don't want to misspeak here, but I suppose maybe, I don't know what you have to do to if you have something you want to sell out there, and if they have, let's say a fee, but something like that. I'll have to find out more information on that.
There shouldn't be a fee to sell. Just make sure you show up early. Just get set up in time.
Okay, be there or be something. All right, thank you, Larry. I am going to step away for a moment because I have to get some H2O, and I forgot to do that when I sat down, so that'll make things a lot better here in about an hour when I'm trying to sign off.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR total.
The current, not the final. The current, not the final totals. We have 6 radios so far, and there's not a repeat. Browning, Robin, Hamlin, General Radio Telephone, Chris, Gem Marine Products, and certainly there will be more space for yours. I'll be back in a moment to take more check-ins. The Old Tube Radio Network.
But there will be more when he comes back.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah, who's that?
That's Phil saying hi, Chris.
Now you were trying to get that.
Right now.
Hi, Chris.
Hi. I'm trying to place the voice on one of the different radios. Is that Mike?
That's Phil.
Oh, Phil.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Phil.
Just checking.
Okay.
He called you a chicken.
They call me a chicken.
I guess that's better than a duck.
That's right.
Duck.
Uncovered.
Yeah, I'm still sitting here waiting for Dennis to get back with his H2O.
So who is not going to the swap meet?
Me. Yeah, I'm going to the swap meet.
Okay, I hear one.
What is that?
How can they say that too? What was that?
The clocks are ticking.
Uh-oh, being ready to get set back?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, don't set them back. Oh, see, Harvey does that. He sneakily sets his clock back before the time so that OTR has to go an extra hour. You break OTR plate prestige. Royale there, top of the line radio in the day. I think that's why all the extra controls and special tested coloring could go mobile or base. You got the right connector in the back. It had like the trams, it had the Collins 6 kilohertz mechanical filter, so it probably got some great sounding receive AM hook up a big external speaker to that thing, and it should be bodacious. It could. If not, I think you could do it through the headphonium jack there in the front. I think that's put there on the right side, and then you'd have to adjust it with the volume control to not overdrive as soon as the pitch match is good. But yeah, there'd be a way to definitely get some audio out of that. I do not have a rear view. Sometimes I get a rear view of the radio, so I don't have one to check out. The other thing is you have some quarter-inch, phone jack headphoniums. You can plug them in that way. Often for headphoniums will give you a very good fidelity that the older speaker might not. But the main thing is you got it's sounding great on our end, which is the good part. We all like to hear those deep radios, especially those. Courier Royale is the radio. It's number 7 on our list, and hopefully Chris is back in front of the microphone and give us another transmission. Well, we can hear, but that's one thing that we would prefer not to hear over. Okay, well, just be safe. This will be a roll call. It is not for those old radio, not that. No, this is not the SW roll call. This is the Tube radio check-in.
Like OTR.
Let's see, PA speaker. No, then that means you have. That might work, but I'm thinking we have a PA CB switch, in which case it breaker knowledge. It takes your audio amp and throws it into that jack when you're in the PA mode, and then you put a speaker that way. So probably that is not. I don't think that would work for your own speaker, but you could try it. Just have to have it in the CB mode. Otherwise, the headphonium jack will work. All right. Thank you for Radio 7. Give us another transmission before we go away, and there's a breaking station waiting to be number 8. But first, Courier Royale, one more time. All right. We'll be bringing up, I suppose it would say the uptight date. Thanks for the Courier. I heard breaking station. It sounded a lot like Phil from perhaps a radio room. We will see. Go ahead, over.
Well, thank you, Dennis. This is Phil 56 with another Chris. What is his name? Chris 23 plus, I believe, the lightest dim in here.
All right. The light is dim, but probably it gets a little bit brighter when you key in the modulation labeling.
Well, yes, it does indeed. And just a general question, not that you would know, but where anybody would know. It's pretty perplexing to me, or puzzling to me. There is a switch right below the meter that functions the meter so that you can either monitor your signal output or the received input. And this radio is not that old. Most radios would automatically function between the receive and the transmit. But I can't for the life of me figure out why that would have been a plus for any radio. Over.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. It was the earlier radios where you had the SRF, I think the way you used to call it was an S meter, or RF output. So maybe that was that electronic switching. I wonder if it was something that was relay switching and be automatic, and they could just kick it off to the relay. Looking here, it doesn't really say. Or if they're tapping it from some other place where they couldn't do it via the relay. That meter reminds me of the same meter I had in my, about the same vintage, what was it, transistor, right? The first Radio Shack realistic novel was the RC-23. And I've seen that meter on a lot of other radios too, about that early 1970s style. Whoever made those supplied it for a lot of radios. It worked the same way. When you key down, it would go to the RF side, and you unkey, it would go to the S meter side. I don't know. And so I can hear your frustration in that if you're checking one to make sure you're transmitting and watching the wiggle meter, when you unkey, you think, what's wrong with my receiver? Because the needle's probably at zero, right?
Well, that's correct. And this is a relatively late model tube radio. It should have, and I've got some earlier tube radios that just automatically switch between the S meter and the RF meter. But I just can't imagine why that would have been some kind of a feature.
Where they say it's a feature, not a failure. Yeah, unless it was one of those things like, oh, we gotta have a switch, or they were using an older chassis style, or it was just there, and it didn't make sense to rewire it and change it. Was what I'm thinking. If they shared it with another the Japanese chassis radio, so not that here. We'll have to check some of the other ones that were made in Japan and see if they do the same thing if they were the SR meters. So that might have been something on that particular model chassis, and they just never decided to modify it. Interesting question. So we'll have to research that. But I hear you. It seems like it's sort of a pain, and you know why they have to switch over when in theory it doesn't seem like it would be necessary. Unless it's more accurate, I don't know. For some reason, it's like, well, yeah, when they do it the other way, it's just not accurate. You're not getting good reading. This way, you know you're exactly where we're taking the test point off and something else, and it's a lot better. So who knows? Who knows? But it does work. Yours sounding good, and the Radio 8 to Christian 23 Plus is going to take another transmission back to you.
Well, thank you, Dennis. And this is the OEM handheld microphone.
Okay. It's OEM with delicious audio. So, good thing. And with that transmission, you put, it doesn't happen. We have the Chris 23 Pluses as our most heard radios tonight. Yay! And the Old Tube Radio Network is listening.
I've copied radio check. Go ahead.
Was that a balanced radio check?
It didn't bounce back on me.
I think if it says PA, then it's got to have that switch to over.
Yeah, well, this is switches that we did make no difference. Now, I put it into the headphones and it's real weak on the speaker portion of the speaker. This is real faint on the speaker.
Okay, let's see. On the back side, if you're in PA, the only way you're going to hear something is you actually have to see the microphone, I think, and then you'll hear something. On the headphones, okay, it's probably your speaker is matching with the headphones. You probably would have to turn your volume, like you plug the headphones, or plug the speaker to the headphone jack and turn your volume control of the radio receive up really high, and if you have to do that, you're probably going to hear a lot of humming or something that's going to amplify the wrong stuff, so my son said you need an amplified speaker then.
Yeah, it was real faint. I turned it all the way up on the headphones. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so we got a really high impedance on the headphone side. Well, I'm going to say that regardless, it probably still sounds good with the supply that runs through a speaker there.
Actually, it does.
Because it's curious, they wouldn't mess it up. And Chris's are now our most heard radio.
Well, you got 4 windows, so it's still good, huh?
Yeah, probably while you were doing the speaker thing, Bill got the other one checked in.
Oh, good deal.
That's right. Beeline. Love it too. The old Tube Radio Network. Go ahead, break.
All right, well, I still want to officially check in this radio supply yet. I just wanted to tell whoever takes me out for me that the show sounds great on the oh my God. Go ahead. There you go. The show sounds great outside on the handheld PRC over the 217. Thanks to $20 fire pit. We're doing some more right now. So what more is there to life besides OTR handheld horns?
That's right. Just make sure you don't bend the antenna. Be able to set that thing up, and even on the handheld speaker. That's because we have a lot of great radios. We have a lot of great sounding radios checking in as usual, and they can't help but sound bad. Before you head out to the sports, did I spy you last week? Were you able to actually get in on the digital side for a moment or two? I thought I saw you there.
Yeah, actually, quite a bit. In the morning time, which was great. Thank you. That was awesome. I didn't have the energy and time and whatever get everything up and running when I was pursuing my Coleman coffee. But no, I was on the digital side in the morning time for a little bit, in the afternoon for a little bit, and definitely the nights as well.
Okay, yeah, I thought I saw you there at night. Sometimes I'll do some testing. I'll be in the radio and all this patch things down and stuff. People think it's come and go, but content medium, so there's just a lot of stuff. A lot of stations out there you don't normally hear poking holes in the ether.
No, yeah, it was pretty wild, and like I said, this is one of the last things. Obviously, wishing on everything business right now. One of the last things that you want to do early morning, freezing to death, 40-degree weather, is set up an antenna and get your radio hooked up and all that stuff and coffee.
copper radios that you can mix the coffee and bacon. I don't know if there's a bacon adapter that goes on top of the robber that would allow the grease to kind of drip away from the air vents. And I think there's a place to put the coffee over the 12-18-7. It may take a little while to get warmed up. All right, I'll let you get back to the s'mores, and hopefully you'll be able to jump back in the radio room before we go away. And we haven't set our clocks back yet. Maybe because they're all broken.
Well, that's 6 o'clock, at least for right now. It is 9:33, about 2 more seconds. Yeah, well, that's interesting because I know Coleman definitely does make some sort of coffee maker that you can put on top of one of their stoves to brew your coffee. I don't own one, but I'd be very curious to get one of those and stick it on top of this radio. And if you could, that would work. Yeah, it would be. All right, well, I'll ponder that while we do this more here. Hopefully get out here with this next rotation. Thank you for half a second offer.
Okay, well, someone's brewing our coffee. The Jingle Singers are saying it's at the bottom of the hour, and so they're going to tell us about the magic numbers.
On the magic number
27.05 it's channel 11. OTR. Personal telephone. Old Tube Radio.
Well, Mike, if you're outside with that little handheld, you have almost just like
It's a marshmallow control, I think.
oh, did you see him?
You would hear more than better than I could. He's probably got to go back out there and get it all set up. And, yeah, put in your request at some point. You might be able to grab the microphone. I think there's no microphone here, so you can push the talk bar, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just a little handheld radio. I used it once before to find it on my in my house here some time back. But, yeah, Mike, if you can hear me, whenever you can, see that radio up almost as much as you do in your house and my house.
Now remember, that's how he used to check in.
Did you get one top of the house?
I don't think he had to. I think there was a place out by the pool somewhere where it would reflect the signal this way.
Oh, okay. Is that him? Well, hello, Mike. I can barely hear you. You're not moving the needle, but I heard you. Well, are you all the way out by the pool? Well, very good. Don't fall in it, but it's cold. Alright, well, go sit back over by the fire and make some more s'mores. It's good. Have a good one, Mike. Did you hear him, Jimmy?
Yeah, I had to, I've got 60 dB attenuation going to keep the noise, the static part down for the digital listener, so I kicked that out. There he was, momentarily. You can hear on the archive.
Yeah, I can hear him faintly here. Maybe one estimate of that.
No, I actually did hear him. It's about as good as I used to hear him before, I think.
We did get it, pardon me?
I said I did hear him probably about as good as I could hear him before, and I think my antenna's a little lower than it used to be.
Well, I know he actually has feedback, that's what you said. That's why I'm actually comfortable with that field. I turned on my noise level all the way on, broadcast zero, so it's broadcast about it. That's not bad for a little handheld way out there.
Yeah, I've got a handle here somewhere around here somewhere, so if all else fails, I should try that for battery backup or something. I mean, radio models. We used to be in the 60s and 70s. The Old Tube Radio Network is listening for your on-the-dark radio. It's very quiet. Maybe everyone's realizing that this is the last call to actually go out before it gets crazy with liquor shoppers. It's too cold to go outside and do anything. I said, World Series is over, right? So there's something going on.
Well, guys, I used to get outside the whole room out there in the garage with my homing lanterns down underneath my feet and try to help keep me warm when I used to get home here in the winter.
I remember that.
Now I'm used to it. And here was warm.
Or vice versa when it's super hot outside with the palm leaf fan.
Yeah, it got hot out there during summertime too. Yes, well, too hot.
Sweating's not a good thing. Tube's getting hot is a good thing.
Yeah, you cause electrical shocks that way.
Okay, Dad, trying to make bacon and coffee on your radio too.
Yeah, it has to be hot chocolate. Bacon sounds good.
Break OTR.
All right, bacon, so bacon. Hello, Phil. Over.
Under.
Okay, I wonder if he's on one of those dual receive radios. 1, 2, 3, 4, hello from the Old Tube Radio Network 56.
Come on, Phil, see that puppy up.
I have to get the spot switch spotted. We'll be standing by the Old Tube Radio Network.
Well, I could always call it up and leave a business to go slow and talk about the radio.
I guess you could do that because we determined this before. If you had a tube radio and the receiver was not working, but the transmitter was, it was like, well, could you check it in? And the answer is certainly, because we're hearing the transmitter portion, and that's what we're checking in basically. Now, if you can't hear us coming back, that's a problem, but you can pair it with another transistor radio if you want, as long as you are transmitting on the tube radio, or I suppose if you can handle the delay, or what too much of a delay, you could be listening in on your computer or iPhone and listen to our audio that way while you checked in the radio with no receiver.
Break OTR.
But I bet it's working now. Break OTR. Go ahead. Over.
Okay, I don't know what the matter was. Copy?
Yeah, it sounds excellent. Over.
Okay, well, what I was trying to say is that OTR would not be complete without a tram.
And it would not. And I think I guessed correctly. I figured that was a tram because it's got really nice, great audio and it's got the nice big unwanted keys down. So tell us about the tram. Over.
Well, this is a tram TR27 Echo.
All right, the tram TR27 Echo. We'll take a look at the magazine ad from 1963 during the tram 23 or the TR27 base station, another step forward in TV communications. And 50 years later, we'll take a listen to it. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Dennis. This is the one that I have that is not for sale, but I have one that's similar that is for sale. Over.
And that's a good thing for someone who is thinking, boy, it sure be nice to start my old tube radio collection. And bypass those beginner radios. They only have one crystal and one knob and a little tiny microphone. I go up to the top of the line radio for 1963. The Tram TR 2017, so there is one available. So it's got two of them. Talk about one. We'll hear some more from his late modulated Tram.
Is that a pretty good sized radio?
Station, yes it is.
In fact, let me get a picture of the real deal here.
Is that 2 or what?
Uno.
Okay.
It has, I think Phil will agree with you, probably the biggest S meter of any radio.
Oh, why, yes, indeed. There's nothing small about a tram. Not only in the audio output, hopefully the transmit output, but you know, there's nothing like a tram.
You know, Phil used to be one of the Jago singers.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Dennis, this is a fine radio. I really enjoy it. The audio that comes into my ear from this radio is extremely crisp and very clear. I'm just looking for the ever elusive, the almost, I don't want to say non-existent, but the almost very elusive, the Leslie Tremolo's external speakers.
The one that sort of throws the sound around the room, sort of gives you the 1960 version of surround sound. I was going to ask, what microphone was it? Ed, Mr. Ed has a Tram TR 2070 and a few others like yourself. And he runs vintage sort of dynamic microphones with that. He gets a different sound out of his. Yours has a very loud and sharp sound. I wonder what microphone you're using.
This is a non-amplified D104 microphonium.
Okay, probably told me that. I was looking at that big S meter. Okay, and yeah, good. It has a very distinctive sound. You can definitely tell it's something going on in the tube department there. Collins mechanical filter, I do believe, applied also to that radio. Check the brochure. I'm not sure if they were actually doing that early or not. I could be wrong with that, but we could send Tram a letter at P.O. Box 187, Department 10A, Winnisquam, New Hampshire 03289.
Yes, indeed. So I'm not positive either, but you know, trams, they come from the land of the sky blue waters.
Tram, the rig refreshing. Or you can telephone them at 603, number 524-0622. See if they have any more left. Well, it's a good choice, a good radio, and it is, as you mentioned, our first Tram opinion.
Well, thank you, Dennis. I think I will enjoy listening to the rest of the program on this particular radio.
Okay, you can use its de-arsenable moving coil type S meter with its illuminated panoramic scale that's accurately calibrated to 60 dB over S9, as the rest of our fine radio stations check in. And you can hear the great modulation from the speaker as the jingle singer is inspired by your Tram jingle. Tell us this.
Let's Valley. 47.05 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio. Old Tube Radio.
nicely, and I think most of our stations here are locally, and I'll guarantee over at Old Tube Radio Network, you're getting out just fine to Anchorage, Fresno, Clovis, O'Neill's, Visalia, and the rest. So go ahead.